Ready for this one? Jesus, very lifty. Oh my god. Oh my days. Honestly, it's probably one of the worst systems I've ever had to try and clean out. This has been a rough one. Welcome back YouTube to a beautiful spring day again. We are on with a Powerflush today. I know some of you automatically turn off not watching that. However, cleaning out system is probably the most important part of fitting a boiler or any system, to be honest with you. Clean systems mean more efficient boilers, means the system works right, it gets to its full potential, and you don't get breakdowns. Well, you do get some breakdowns, but water related breakdowns, the chances of them happening come right the way down. So I'm going to show you how we do it, how we set it up and that. It is on a combi boiler. I've got all the gear here. So we've got the ADEY Magnacleanse. I'm going to set that up. Got the Powerflush machine, some brand new hoses. So yeah, let's get in there, show you what we've got, get it set up. Also, we've got 2 radiators not working at all, and it's not on microboard. Them are on, I'm sure them on 15mm circuits. So let's see if we can get them working. First of all, let's get in there, let's get set up and get some chemicals whizzing around this system as quick as we can, because we want them chemicals working, breaking down all that sludge, all that magnetite. So yeah, let's get to it. First thing I'm going to do, just drain it down, and we're getting rid of that. Yeah, I'm going to put a ADEY filter in, because if it's got a filter in and it's blocked up somewhere, then I don't really trust them. Don't really know them. Yeah, we're just getting rid of that. Probably put a new section of pipe work in, get a micro in there. Then I'm going to set up some flushing points, I think. See what we can do. New ADEY filter on now. Just start to put a couple in there. Happy days. Now I want to get the flushing machine hooked up to there, just there. But as soon as I do that, low water pressure switch is going to kick in. You've noticed there I've got an old one with a screw in. What you can actually do is put that screw into there, and it'll make the boiler think it's got pressure in. Now you have to be careful, obviously, because I'm linking out a safety device, but if you do it right, I'll get the boiler running with the flushing machine on. Just setting up in gear. Look at that. Look at the difference in the hours. We've definitely got our work cut out for us today. I'm just filling the system up. Got the Magnacleanse on, the Powerflush machine on, stack link toes, hoses on. Yeah, that ain't looking good, is it? The water's coming back into there. My God. I was dying on circulation. This is why. I think it's 12 o'clock. It's only been on like an hour and a half. Ready for this one? Jesus. That is bad. Wow. So I've got the heat in the system now. So I've disconnected from the boiler totally. I've just got it going from the return through the flow, because it'll give me better pressure than going through the boiler. So yeah, that's just to get the heat in the system. I've got really good heat in the system now, so I can use that now to the flush. But my God, I've never ever seen a Magni like that. So Magni's all cleaned out. I'm just in the office one. The one that wasn't working has actually got heat to it now, so whatever's there has been cleared out. So yeah, the idea behind the pressure switch is to get the heat in the system with the machine connected, because the machine takes a big bank of water, so I want to get the system red hot. So when I did connect it without the boiler, because it's got a better flow, I've got a good bank of hot water. So yeah, but I've got a day and a half on this. I don't think that's going to be, I think a week and a half wouldn't be long enough. I ain't going to get all this out, I promise you. I won't get everything out. I'll do my best, but I'll get everything out. This is way too bad. It is all markable. I thought it was all 15mm. It is all markable pipe work. Just have to do our best while we see how we get on. So I'm moving the 4th radiator now. It's quite a big one. So what we do is go around and shut all the radiators off, apart from one. And you want to agitate them. Then normally I've got my agitator, but if I left it at home, rubber mallet will work as well. So all you want to do is tap the bottom of the radiator, and what it'll do, it'll loosen the deposits up, and I'll show you the hoses once I've give this a good whack. Just finished giving that a whack. Let's go back to the boiler. I want to show you in real time, to be honest with you. There you go. Look at that. That is black. So I'm going to clean the filter again in a minute. So 4 radiators down, cleaned it after 1 because it was what was initially in the system. So I might still got another clean out in a minute. So I don't think the magnet's going to take up very much crap is in this system. It's a bad one. I've still got warm from the pipe as well, and it's still quite warm, so that's good. So it's a 2-part process, the flushing that'll do. So you want to get it set up, get your cleaning chemicals in, give it a whiz round with all the radiators fully open, all the valves fully open, TRVs, lock shields fully open them. And once you've done that for about an hour, got all the chemicals circulating, turn all the radiators off apart from 1. Then you want to agitate the radiator, reverse the flow because there's a reverse button on the machine, reverse it, then put it back to, so if you're going left, go right, then if you're going right, go left. Because what will happen is, as it's flowing, it'll push down on the sediment, but if you reverse it, it'll just kick it all back. Does that make sense? So reverse it, put it back to where it was, make sure it's clear, move on to the next one. So once we've done that for all the radiators, we're going to repeat the process, but we're going to do what's called a mains flush. I'll show you what that is because it gets all the cleaner out, it helps get more crap out of the system. And so it's 2-part, 1 to clean, 1 to rinse out. Hopefully I can get most of the muck out of the system. Like, I don't think I'm going to get it all, I really don't. I think you need about a week here to be honest with you how bad this one is, but we'll see how we're going anyway. This is radiator number 4. This one's going to be the worst one, I think. See, I could barely lift it. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is bad. This is probably one of the worst systems I've ever seen. Rad number 5, it is not slowing down for magnetite at all. It really isn't. Well, what I'm going to do now is every second radiator, like 2, 4. This one and the next one, I'm going to have to take it out and see how we're going on with it. This is just, I even actually got the radiator here. 7 radiators in, I'll do an extra one. Because we are looking as bad as what we wasn't we? I mean, it's still bad that is, but not as bad as what we was. Let me just show you the magnet on the old one. So that's the magnet off the boiler mag. You're looking at that, you're thinking, yeah, decent magnet, yeah? There's nothing on that magnet, honestly, there's nothing on that magnet. Now I'm going to compare that. Alright, I'm going to compare that to the ADEY. Ready? It didn't even have jumps out of my hand. See, size don't matter, it's the strength of the magnet, and that magnet is strong. So that magnet ain't been doing nothing for years. Honestly, when I took this apart, alright, there was nothing on that magnet. I wish I'd filmed it, but honestly there was nothing on it. It's crap. So you do pay for what you get for. Don't fit them. Them rubbish boiler mags. That magnet. I've got fridge magnets that would have done more than that. Absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, let's get these cleaned out, and then I'll show you what it looks like once we've cleaned all of them out. Done all the vads, and yeah, forgot to show you what it looked like at the end. Crap. Anyway, that's some reminiscence of it in the sink. Yeah, it was bad. So let's get these back on. So what I'm going to do now is the mains flush. So I've got a cold point connect up there. That's the old filling loop. By looks of it, perfect for this job. Onto my machine here, so I can just open that, and that'll fill up the machine. Turn you off. Then you've got left and right circulation on here, but here you've got circulating dump. So you just balance that between circulating dump, try and balance it with what's coming in. So basically we've got cold water coming in, fresh water coming in, dirty water will be coming out. It'll make a lot more sense as I show you it happening. So clean water in, pushes the dirty water out. We'll just do that one rad at a time, see what happens, see what results we get. But yeah, honestly, it's probably one of the worst systems I've ever had to try and clean out. Really is. So let's get all that back on. One thing I have got as well is the overflow pipe. I don't know if you can see it behind me. You see there? That goes into a drain. Always connect your overflow pipe. I've done it before where before I'll just stick a bucket there. Bucket overflowed, water everywhere. It'll take you 2 minutes to put your overflow pipe on, so just do it. So overflow pipe's on, dump hose is on. Yeah, let's do a cold mains flush. Mains is fully on there. Yeah, pump its way out now. This might take a while. This is one radiator after 20 minutes. Still got to reverse it yet. Still got to reverse it. It's going to take one more. This is going to take forever. Normally the first one is the worst because you got all the muck, basically flow returns, everything like that, in the circuit, so you're trying to get that out, plus all the dirt in the machine, but that's taking forever. We got somewhat clear, so reverse it. Let's see what happens. Right, there, that one's clear. I'm not going to bore you with saying how long that took. This is the first one we did. And the old flow's going. So we can turn this one off. Eventually. There we go. I'm going to turn this one on. Actually, this side's going to open. For some reason the outflow wasn't keeping up with the fill of water. It should do, you shouldn't outflow like that anyway. Danger averted. This is the second one, the little one in the hallway. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's just constant like this. Constant like this. You'll get it a little bit clearer. Reverse that and it'll just go back like that again. I ain't never gonna get all this out. Bloody hell. That's radiator, thank God. And it's running clear, so I think that's the most I'm looking out of that. I'll check the filters, because I've cleaned them out once during all this, so let's get this one. Oh, it's give me an headache, that thing is. So what I've got to do now is take all this contraption off and get it all back working. I'll take that off, see how much we've got in there. So I've got the new filter on, got the hose off, I'm just leaning over struggling and God knows what here, because I just want to get the boiler up and running and see if the two radiators that weren't working actually start working. So let's get some pressure in the boiler, get this thing on, get it up and running, see what happens. I've only got one radiator on at the moment, and that's a radiator in the office that wasn't working, so I want to get this on and see what heat goes to that really. I'm hoping it's better now. I'm hoping it is. Other than that, I've got to set all this up again tomorrow. And yeah, because tomorrow I want to come back, check the filter, see what state that's in, see if it does need another pass with anything, any more clean or anything like that. Yeah, we'll see how we get on. Hopefully that's got most of it out. I mean, I've emptied the filter 4 times, so my God, this has been a rough one. So I managed to get the heating on. One last check. Just gonna give them a clean off, but that was in the mains flush. So 6 times I've cleaned them, I think, in total. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, I've only got the 2 vads that weren't working on, so let's see how we get on with that. Right, the system's up to temperature. The radiators that weren't working are working. Brilliant. There's only one radiator where the front panel isn't working. Very weird. It's full of water, but the front panel won't work, so I'm guessing that's going to be blocked internally. I have to avoid a customer with that one, but yeah, system's up to temperature, they're all working. It's a bit hard for me to film inside there because there's people in the house, you know what I mean? I don't want me walking around with a camera putting it in the face while I'm trying to relax, and it's already enough upheaval for me being in the house, so all you'd see me doing is whacking radiators, turning them on and off anyway. But yeah, that's it for today. I'm going to come back tomorrow once it's been on for a bit, have a look at that filter, see how much crap we've got in it, because obviously it's a brand new filter. I want to see how much dirt build up we get overnight after passing through. So yeah, that's it for today. Let's see how we get on tomorrow. Right, 24 hours later, we're back. Good news, all the radiators working, brilliant. So I'm going to check that filter, but the customer said to me the pressure keeps dropping. I forgot when I quoted this, I did say the pressure keeps dropping every day. So I'm going to check that out now. Basics first, expansion vessel, PRV. That's what we're going to look at first. See what state they're in, see if the expansion vessel's flat, see if the PRV's in a sorry state or not. Once we've done that, got it all back together, take the filter out, see how much gunk is in the filter. So let's get it drained down, PRV expansion, see how we go. It's nice and clear this time. Right, just got this on, it's flat as a pancake. Let's get this charged up. Don't forget some little bubble on there. There's PRV in place as well, it should be empty. Yeah, before I thought, I'm just going to pop that clip out. I'm going to do the whole thing. Yes, you can just do the body if you want to, but I'm just going to do the whole thing nice and easy on a valliant. Clip out. Do that screw underneath. Now that nut's disconnected, should be able to give him a wiggle. There he comes. 1 more days. That is rough, man. Oh, it's a new one. Let's get him in. Be able to just push him in. That's PRV replaced. Just got to try and get that back in there. Just make sure you give him a wiggle and a pull. It is in. Now I'll try and get that rubber grommet back on, which is always bloody funny. Right, new PRV. All in, all connected underneath. Drain off some closed. Let's get it filled back up. Right, pressure back in the boiler. Just isolate the filter now. I know there's going to be something on it, but I don't want it to look like a massive sausage, basically. So let's see how we're getting on. That's just about what I was expecting, to be fair. I was expecting it to be nothing on it, but it's completely covered. It's just got a bit on there. I'm happy with that, to be fair. I am. Looking at what we got out yesterday, yeah, I was expecting a bit of residue, but yeah, let's give that a clean, get some leaves in. Happy days. Right, let's get some leaves in there. Now, I only put half of that in because, yeah, that's not all that is not going to fit in there. So I put a bit in for now. That's okay. The tail rail in the bathroom, it's got a lot of air in it, so I could just isolate it and put the rest through there, but that's most of it in there. Happy days. So inhibitors all in now. I've got to give that about 20 minutes, half hour just to circulate. Then I'll go to the furthest radiator away, do an ADEY Pro check. That'll tell me the corrosive levels, pH levels and the inhibitor levels. Make sure that's all spot on. And now I've done the expansion vessel, changed PRV. Hopefully the pressure doesn't drop, because the pressure keeps dropping. It might be a leak under the floor, which is no good. Now that might be why the system's so clogged up. You're just constantly putting fresh water into the system, no inhibitor. It's going to cause all ends of problems. So hopefully that sorted that out. Now I admit this is not going to be the most interesting episode for most people. However, cleaning systems, make sure they're clean and correctly inhibited. If you know me, you know I'm quite passionate about that. It's because I spent 8 years at British Gas fixing boilers and systems that were damaged and not worked properly through sludge and magnetite, and it can be easily sorted on installs. I think on installs, them not being done properly, the quality of that filter was subpar. It's no good. Even the cheaper chemicals in inhibitor are no good. I mean, yes, you're saving a £5, but come on, just buy a branded chemical. Now I prefer ADEY, but Sentinel, Fernox, these companies do tests on their products to make sure they do what they say on the label. So don't skimp out on your inhibitor and cleaner. Make sure you're using good quality ones. The cleaner I've used that you've seen is MC5. Now I want to try it again on another system, because that is the most magnetite and sludge I've ever got out of the system ever. Was it the cleaner or was it the state of the system? I don't know. So I'm going to give MC5 another try out, see how we get on with that. But I hope that's helped you show the importance of cleaning out the system. I've got a system that's nice and efficient now, nice and cleaned out. Radiators and jumping off the walls with heat. Yeah, it should prolong the life of that system. So if you've got any questions on it, just drop them in the comments. I'll always do my best to answer. Hope that's helped you out, showing you the dirty system I've ever had to work on. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.